let's go.
Go ahead.
Yo, hey, what's up, everybody? Here we go. How you doing, everybody? My name's Nick Swisher, and this is Kicking It with your boy Swish. We usually all get together every Tuesday night, try to wrap it out, talk a little baseball, talk a little life, the whole nine. But we're doing things a little differently right now. Normally, I got my boy Joel, I got my man Craig I can fall back on, but tonight I'm going to do this thing by myself. So work with me. It's going to be amazing. I cannot wait. It's going to be great. Also, too, for those of you who are watching on Facebook and YouTube, please go ahead and drop some questions in the comments. We'd love to hear from you guys. We're always trying to make the show better. Anything we can do. If you have questions about the game, you have questions about life, anything in general, we'd love to be able to help you with all that stuff. And also, too, become official. Also, download the Prospect Dugout app. It's amazing. I'm telling you, show your skills and connect with the baseball world. It's amazing. Get yourself a profile. Get yourself on there for us to be able to build that database of young players to be able to showcase them to everybody. High school scouts, college scouts, pro scouts. That's what we want to be able to do. So go on there, download that Prospect Dugout app. It's amazing, and it's only going to continue to keep getting better. So, all right, man, here we go. Now that we got all that stuff done, this is the best part of the show. These are the guys and the girls that I'm so excited to talk to every Tuesday. We normally do this. Thank everybody so much for tuning in. It's going to be fantastic. And we're going to bring our first guy in. His name is Chris King. He's a 2021 guy. We're so excited. Chris, how you doing, homie? Oh, you got to unmute yourself, bro.
How's it going?
Oh, man, I'm doing great, bro. How are you? What's going on?
I'm doing great. Just chilling up here in Austin right now.
Oh, are you? Hey, I see you got your perfect game shirt on right there, man. Did you guys just get
Yes,
back
sir.
from Kearney?
No, so this is from back in October, September.
Okay. All right, man. Well, that's good. That's good. Well, how's everything going, man? What you been doing during this quarantine, this COVID, right? Like, there's not a whole lot of things going on. What have you been up to lately?
Man, I've been trying to train, just work out, trying to get my velo up, trying to get my pop time, exit velo, trying to get up, trying to get in the weight room a little bit. So just trying to work out as much as I possibly can.
Well, I can appreciate that, bro. If you want to get better, bro, there's no better place to be than in the weight room for sure. No doubt about it. Well, hey, Chris, this is the first time I'm getting a chance to meet you. So do me a favor, bro. Break me down. Give me like 20 seconds, who you are, positions, who you play for, what you stand for. Hit me.
Yes, sir. So my name is Chris King, and I am from Harlingen, Texas. I was born and raised there. I am going to be an upcoming freshman at Ranger College this year, and I'm a pitcher and a catcher. So I just graduated from Vandergrift High School in Austin. I had an opportunity to come out here this past my senior year to come up and play for Vandergrift, which was an amazing experience, and just so grateful to be on here. Thank you guys for inviting me.
Oh, bro. Hey, I mean, this is like something I get such a kick out of, man, just to be able to talk to young kids like you, man. So let's get after it, man. You got any questions for me?
Yes, sir. So how did you, as a hitter, stay positive ever a bad stretch of games?
Hey, it's hard, bro. I mean, there's no doubt about it. I mean, I'm sure you've gone through a little bit of struggle yourself, but I would say the one thing that always got me through the bad times was knowing, at least in professional baseball, there was a game the very next day, right? I've almost referred to this as like in high school football, right? You play on Friday nights. If you had a bad game, you had to wait all week long until you could play again on that next Friday. So I think for me, knowing that, at least for myself, the process of trying to get better was always there, right? Like I wasn't always focused on the results of things. I understand now being a young baseball player and an amateur baseball player is a lot harder than it was when I was there because you're being judged, right? It's like they've got numbers on you guys right now. So I think in general, for me, I think the biggest thing that I would say to try and stay positive is just to keep working, keep grinding, keep getting yourself better, keep sharpening your skills, right? Because the kid that you are right now is going to be different in 2 years after college, bro. I promise you, you're going to learn so much about who you are as an individual, the things that work for you, the things that don't work for you. Why? When you get into those tough stretches, are you hard on yourself? Do you feel like you slam your bat? Things like that? Is that the type of guy?
No, sir. I try to stay positive, trying to get him every next at bat.
That's right. That's what I always said, man. If I did make an out or it was a frustrating couple of bats, believe me, I always tried to let the pitcher know that I was going to be right back in 8 more batters. So he better be ready. You know what I mean?
Yes.
What other questions you got, bro?
So another question was about your dad. Your dad was an MLB baseball player, and I was just wondering what was it like to grow up with him?
Oh, bro. So I can honestly say that I really didn't get to experience the big league side of my dad. My dad played from 1973 to 1983, and I was born in 80, right? So he retired when I was
Right,
3 years old, bro. I'm not going to remember a whole lot about that. But
right,
the greatest thing about having a father that had been there and done that is that he didn't put any pressure on me to do the same thing. And I think that's such an amazing thing because it's almost like people would assume that just because your father was a Major League Baseball player, that you had to be a baseball player too. Well, that wasn't the case. I've talked many times about my dad being my hero and my idol. And he was the guy that I looked up to because he always told me he didn't care what I did in life. If I was going to be a musician, if I was going to be a writer, if I was going to be an artist, I was going to work to be the best artist that I could be, right? I think that was the coolest thing about being able to have a dad who had been there and done that because he already knew what it was like. He knew the struggles
right,
that you're going to go up against, right? It's not an easy thing to do. That's why only 0.05% of all athletes make it to the professional level. So to be able to
right,
have somebody in my corner day after day, night after night, to be able to let me know exactly how the journey was going to go for me, I could not have been more blessed. It was almost like, hey, here's a roadmap of exactly how you can get to the big leagues, right? And I
right,
think the one thing that my dad taught me, and I think my grandparents did as well, was that work ethic. You cannot take if you don't have work ethic, bro, you better be the most gifted athlete on the planet because it's not going to be enough. It's not going to be enough to be the best on your high school team. It's not going to be enough to be the best on your college team. 50% of first round draft picks never make it to the big leagues. And we're giving these
right.
dudes what, $4 or $5 million a pop at that point, right? So
Yes,
I
sir.
think for me to be able to have a dad who had been there and done that and help guide me, but also too let me be me. Because I can promise you, there's a lot of similarities between my father and I, but there are a lot of differences too. So I think being able to have somebody to help you and mentor me through that was amazing. And that's what I want to do. That's why I want to be able to help guys like you, Chris, to be able to like, hey, bro, these are the things that are going to happen to you moving forward, right? Like, hey, man, we just finished high school, step one. Now we're going to
Right,
college, right? Step two. Then we get drafted. Step three, right? It's not a sprint, bro. It's not a 60-game MLB sprint. It's a journey. It's a marathon. So things that I would say to you is just continue to keep grinding, right? Continue to keep finding the love in the game and know that the work that you're putting in is the right work. I always write,
right,
I always write, gotta be you, right? Because Chris Keen, CK, you gotta be you, right? You cannot be anybody else. Because I'd rather you be a first class version of you than a second class version of somebody else. You know what
yes,
I mean?
sir.
Because when you
Yes,
wake
sir.
up and you do your thing, that's you, right? That's you in the program. That's you with the baseball cards. That's you on your perfect game rating, right? That's you with your prospect dugout, profile, right? Like that's you, right? So
Right,
just
yes, sir.
enjoy all that, man. It's a journey, it's a passion, and you better have it, bro. Because if you want to get to the top of the mountain, it's going to take a little bit of time. And instead of going on those vacations all the time, you're going to be in the weight room, right? You're going to be in there spotting fastballs, right? Or getting your pop times, right? Being able to get that quick trigger going to second base. So I think
Right,
just where you are, bro, like you gotta love it, man. Because if you don't love the game right now, we gotta have it. We gotta talk after this. You know what I mean? So
yes,
I,
sir.
I think right now, dude, like Chris, you're on your way, bro. You're taking the right steps to get you to where you want to go, and I commend that because there's a lot of people that are a little nervous to take that next step, and for you to be able to go and play collegiate baseball, bro. Not only that, on top of that, get an education. I mean, come on, bro. It's like the best of both worlds, bro. You're going to learn about yourself. You're going to grow as a human being and as a baseball player. And for us here at Prospect Dugout, that's what we want, bro. It's not all about becoming a Major League Baseball player. It's about becoming something special and something that brings, right? Something that's an addition to the world. Because not everybody's going to make it to the big leagues, but we want you to work your tail off to get there because we don't want you ever saying, you know what, man, I wish I would have done more. That's the last
Right,
thing you want to say. You know what I mean?
yes, sir.
All right, man. You got anything else for me, bro?
Sure. I got one more for you, and it's what was the best locker room prank that you had of your
Oh,
professional
man.
career?
Locker room prank, bro. I mean, I've been part of everything from the hot foot, right? You know, with the the matches and the bubble gum, right? And that was kind of back at the beginning of my career. And then we got the 3-man lift. And that was where, like, you put all 3 guys and you intertwine them all together, and somebody walks in saying they're going to pick them all up. And that person moves, and you dump everything from, like, mayonnaise, barbecue sauce, hot sauce, right? Anything you can get, right? I think the bottom of that locker room smelled for like 2 weeks when we tried to pull that.
Oh, no.
But, man, I think that's the coolest thing about it, right? Those are the times that you miss as an athlete, at least for myself. Those times with the guys in the locker room, right? On the road trips, right? Like, enjoy all of that stuff, man, because those relationships that you gain with all those guys moving forward, you're going to have those guys in your life for a while. And like I always say, man, life is all about relationships, man. So enjoy those times that you have with your team. Enjoy all of that stuff, because, at the end of the day, bro, you want to look back on those in a good memory, not on a bad memory,
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
I do
there was some good pranks for sure, bro. I'll never forget. Here's a good one. So my rookie year, I was with the Oakland A's, right? And we were going to play. Well, at the time, they were the Los Angeles Angels, right? Now they're, they were the Anaheim Angels. Now the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. And, and when you pull into the hotel, they have a table with all your keys laid out, right? So everybody's going by and they're grabbing their key, and then it's a late night. So everybody's kind of going up to their room to go, to go to sleep. And I can't find my room key. I'm like, man, there's no room key on this, right? And so I'm asking the manager. I'm like, sir, is there a key? And he's like, oh, what's your last name? And I was like, Swisher, Nick Swisher. And I just need my room key, man. I'm exhausted. I just want to go to bed. So he's fumbling around. He can't find it. So all of a sudden, man, here he comes. Like 2 or 3 minutes later, he's got my room key for me, right? And he's like, Mr. Swisher, I'm so sorry. Sorry for the inconvenience. Here we go. Here's your key. Okay, right? Go up to my room, right? No big deal, just like I normally do. Open up the door, right? I mean, dude, I unpack everything. I got to make sure my clothes are folded, the whole 9, right? So I do the whole thing, and then after that, I'm like, man, I got to go to the bathroom. Well, as soon as I walk into the bathroom, right, all of a sudden the curtain rips open, dude. Like Mark Ponce, like Eric Chavez, these dudes scare me to like no end, bro. I'll never forget it. It was one of the more scary moments of my life because these dudes just jumped out of my shower out of nowhere. They had swiped my key early, went up to my room, hid in there, and that's why they didn't have my room key down there, man. So
that's so funny.
A pretty good prank. I'll never forget that for those guys, man, because that was one of those moments where I was just like, bro, I didn't even know what to say, man. Thank goodness I didn't start going to the bathroom because I would have just gone everywhere at that point,
Yes, sir.
You got it, man. Well, Chris, bro, thank you so much for calling in, my man. I really, really appreciate you, bro. And best of luck.
Sir. Thank you for having me.
Following you on the gram, bro. Keep doing it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Take care of yourself, man.
You too.
All right, bro. Oh, man, dude, he's taking me back, bro. He's got me talking about old school pranks and stuff. I mean, like, wow. There were some good pranks for sure back then. No doubt about it, man. That was awesome. All right, here we go. Hey, I just want to invite everyone to visit prospectdugout.tv/Kickin. If you want to submit a question or a request to the show, we'd love for you guys to get on that. The more interaction we have, the better. That's how we're always going to make things a little better. So, man, that was pretty cool, man. Chris calling in, bro. And I'm so excited for him to be able to continue his collegiate career. I think we're going to follow him, man. It's going to be great, man. All right, here we go. Now we got a caller number 2. Let's get it on. Here we go. His name is Rylan. Hey, Rylan, bro, you got to hit me with your last name, homie. You got to help me out with that, bro. Oh, there he is. Rylan, are you there, bro? Unmute yourself, bro. Unmute yourself.
Oh, okay, cool.
Let's go. What's up, bro? How are you, man?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. Rylan, bro. Hey, say your last name for me, bro, so I can say it right.
It's Rylan Quinones.
Quinones. Okay. All right. Hey, I would have been close, bro. It would have been close.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You got it. How you doing, my man? You doing all right?
Yes, sir. I'm doing pretty good. Just trying to get through every tournament one step at a time. Every inning, play every inning like it's my last inning.
Yeah, well, I'm assuming everything's kind of opening up right now, right? You guys are getting back, playing a little more baseball. How is that?
It's good. We're playing. We played our last tournament in Dallas at Melissa, Texas, and we did pretty well. I think we got like 3rd or 4th, but overall we did really well.
Nice.
Played a lot of good organizations.
Yeah, man, I like that. Well, I mean, any sort of competition, bro, you always want to play the good guys for sure. There's no doubt about that. And now with everything
Yes,
kind of
sir.
opening itself back up, man, to be able to have the opportunity to go play at these tournaments, bro, I'm so happy for you to be able to do that, man. All right,
Yes,
Rylan,
sir.
do
Me
me a
too.
favor, bro. Hey, hit me with a quick 20 seconds about yourself, bro. Who you play for, where you're from, where your school is. Let me know.
I'm Rylan Quinones. I play for Lone Star Baseball Club. I attend Churchill High School. I'm 6'3", 200 pounds. I play shortstop, third base, and I can play anywhere, honestly.
Anything you need, I got you, bro. Anything you need.
Anything, as long as I'm playing.
I love that, man. I absolutely love that, bro. To be able to, the versatility aspect of the game is so crucial right now, especially big kid like yourself, bro. 6'3", 2 bills, bro. Dad, go on. In high school? Come on, man. Jiminy, bro. What happened, man? What happened? You know? Jiminy, I want to be 6'3", dropping bombs too, cuz, for real.
A lot of milk when I was a kid.
Oh, man, that was my problem. I don't like milk. That was my problem, bro.
Oh,
That's
man.
why I'm a little short guy, bro. You know what I mean? Just kind of
Yes, sir.
squatting, you know?
Yeah.
Well, anyways, man, thank you so much for calling in, bro. This is awesome, man. I love
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Get a chance to talk to kids like you, bro. What kind of question you got for me today?
So I want to know that, like in the MLB, like prospect yourself, and like whenever, like what do they look for? What's their number one thing that like they just is it like hitting, athleticism, speed? Like what do they go for as a like an MLB scout?
Yeah, totally. Well, I think a lot of different organizations look for a lot of different things, but I think just overall right now with the competition level from everywhere from even high school to college to minor league baseball to the pros, I mean, it's kind of the old saying, like, if you don't hit, you sit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, I think that's kind of now the name of the game. And now if you even think of it with the National League using the DH this year, I think that's going to continue as well. And this is no knock on POs at all, but I don't want to see a pitcher up with the bases loaded, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, right? Like,
Yeah.
that ain't the guy I want up there. So
Yeah.
I think for myself, you know, as being an advisor for the Yankees and, you know, kind of being an evaluator of players, the thing that I look for is I'm an athleticism guy, right? Like I want to see how guys move. I want to see their overall body movement, right? And how they conduct themselves on the field, right? I've always been a personality guy. I've always been a team guy, always been a passion guy. So I think for myself, that's the reason why you have so many people in your organization is that you can look for different things. And for me, I've always been an attitude guy because when times get tough, I want to be able to know that I can count on you. I want to be able to know that you're not going to run for the hills when times get tough. I need to know that when you're in that locker room with me and I need that buddy to be there, I want you to be that guy, right? I've always been a big believer in being a team guy, no doubt about it, because I think your overall athleticism and your overall game shines within itself. I always talk to a lot of my minor league guys by saying, man, we got to try and find something that you have that nobody else does. Because now, bro, I mean, last year at spring training, bro, we had 370 minor league players. That's for one organization, right?
That's a lot
so
of
you
players.
can times that by 30. I mean, I know we're the Yankees, bro. We got a little more than most, right? We got the money, you know what I'm saying? So we can hold on to a couple more guys.
Yes, sir.
But I can honestly say that for me as an evaluator, bro, I try to look for the whole thing. I think now, even as a scout, like Riley, as soon as you get off the bus, bro, I'm watching you. If I'm there to watch you, I'm watching you, bro. I'm watching you go. I'll watch you all the way into the bathroom, bro. I want to see everything you're doing because I want to try to get a feeling of who you are as an individual in that one day, right? So that's the thing. It's almost like playing by that saying, right? There might be somebody in the stands that have never, ever seen me play. So I want to put on a show for them. I want to show them what I have, right? Now, that's not a pressure thing. That's just a release thing. Being like, man, I'm a baseball player. This is what I do. I play baseball. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I mean, I don't know about you, bro, but I mean, I can remember, at least for myself, bro, I didn't have a whole lot of scouts watching me play in high school, but I maybe had one or two, right? But if there were two scouts in the stands, bro, I was like, it is showtime, baby. I'm putting a show on. You know what I'm saying, right?
Yes, sir.
It's like for you, man, it's like you sitting out there short, and all of a sudden you look back there behind the catcher, and you're looking up there, and you're seeing 8 or 9 scouts. You ain't fired up.
It fires you up. You want to go up to play. You want to hit already. You want to make a diving play, diving stop.
That's it, man.
I
That's the excitement that I'm talking about, right? So those are the kind of the things that I kind of look for, at least for myself. Now, I could bring you over. I could bring you an analyst as well. They'll be like, you know what? I really look for spin rate. I look for velocity. Yeah, that stuff I think is all, I think that's just what it is, right? Like numbers are numbers now, everything from Rapsodo, blast motion, right? Pocket radar, like all those companies are amazing and they give you your numbers. But I think for myself is I like those X factors, right? Like the athleticism, the being a good teammate part, right? Like, bro, I don't need to come. If I'm coming to watch you, I don't need you to get 4 hits. I just need you to be a great teammate and I need you to be a leader on that field. Because if I'm coming to watch you, that's what I want to see. I want to see you be a leader. I want you to be at the top of your game. You know what I mean? I mean, I think just in times like when certain scouts come to watch you play, they might be looking for certain things. But I think just the overall picture, think of that, right? It's almost like a movie. It's like you watch the whole movie, that's all you get to watch. I might be able to only come watch you play one time. So to be able to show somebody what you have as a full overall, as Ryland as a whole, as a human being, as a player, all that stuff, bro. And by the way, you're a baseball player, so that's what you're supposed to do. The opportunity
I was 3.
to show when scouts are there, that's what you want. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. So what else you got?
So you won 2 World Series, right?
Just one. I wish, bro. Bro.
Okay.
That'd be great. If I do, I'm gonna get a thumb ring. I'm gonna get a big thumb ring, dude.
One is more than most United States Americans. Anyway, so when there's 2 outs, what was going through your mind? Like you were like, man, like, I mean, I would know what to think. I'm about to win the World Series. Like, what's going on today?
Hey, you don't even know, man. Game 6, bro, was out of control. It was in the Bronx, right? Yankee Stadium. We were up 3-2 on Philly. Dude, Jay-Z and Alicia Keys played Empire State of Mind right on second base. The place is going crazy. Bro, it was literally electric from the moment you went out there for batting.
Crazy.
It was like unbelievable. And I'll never forget standing in right field. I can remember it like it was yesterday, bro. Mariano Rivera comes in the game. Guess what that meant? Game over, bro, right?
Yes, sir.
Like, you just know you're going to win when that guy's on the mound.
Yes, sir.
Right? I'll never forget, man. Shane Victorino, bro, he rolled that ground ball over to Cano, and he threw it to Tex. And all of a sudden, bro, there was this sound that happened. And I'll never, ever forget it, bro, because literally it vibrated. The vibrations down on the field were out of control. But then when you're in there and you're in the dog pile, right, and everybody's jumping on each other and everybody's hugging, right, you're high-fiving, right?
Doesn't feel real.
Yeah, because you're kind of like, wow, this is unbelievable. We just accomplished something that no one will ever be able to take away from us. And what makes that even more special, Rock, is the fact that it was a team, bro. It wasn't an individual thing. It was a group of people moving in the right direction all season long. And and it wasn't always easy, bro. Believe me, man. Brian Cashman showed up in June in Atlanta and gave it to us, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, wow. Yes,
he let us know. But at the end of the day, it takes a team. It takes that whole village. And to be able to have everybody together, man, it took Mariano Rivera and Derek Jeter and Jorge Posada and Alex Rodriguez. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
And everybody. It wasn't just one person. And that's what made it so special.
That's what's great about the game of baseball.
2009, bro, was an amazing year. We won a World Series. I met my wife. I fell in love, bro. Like, 2009 was like my jam.
The year.
My
the
jam
year.
for real. You know what I mean?
Yes,
it's just kind of one of those things, man, that I wish everybody could feel because there was such a sense of accomplishment after that. I think we look back and I think it was spring training games, regular season games, playoff games. I think we played 211 games that year. That's a lot of baseball.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
To be able to share that with, come on, bro. I mean, like, how many Hall of Famers did I just mention off a second ago?
Oh,
you know
like
wow,
4 or
bro,
5, yeah.
I'm on that team, bro. It's like crazy,
that's awesome. That's crazy to think about. Like,
man. So
it's a dream.
It is. And it always was a dream. And just because it's a dream doesn't mean it can't come true. Because I'm living proof, bro. I'm not any special to anybody else, bro. I'm just a regular Joe, bro. They're busting my tail, right? And love and had a passion for something and a love for something. So I think for you, man, that's what I wish and that's what I pray that you have, bro. All the success the world, right? Enjoy it, bro. Every day you go out there, like you said, play every game like it's your last. I appreciate that, bro. Hey, just, off the wall excitement, love for the game, passion, bro. Bring that each and every day. And I can promise you, Rod, if you do that, my man, each and every day, somebody is going to see that and appreciate it, bro. It's not for everybody. Not everybody thought I was a good baseball player, but a couple teams did, and that's all that mattered. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? So when you get that opportunity to go out there, and like my father always said, hey, son, use baseball as your release. Just feel like you're ripping the chains off when you get out there on the field, because guess what? You're free. Nobody can tell you what to do out there. You can be you, right? Because you're either going to make it or not because of you, right? And the work that you put in and how you can, deal with adversity in the whole nine, right? I think that's the biggest thing, is trying to get kids to understand it's not always going to be easy. It's going to be hard. But by the way, I love that, because at the worst of times in your life, bro, you'll learn so much about who you are. Because when you're riding high, bro, 4 for 4, couple bombs,
you feel good.
Say what's up, the whole nine. It's easy doing that, bro. It's not easy, bro, going 0 for 28. Right? It's not easy, bro. Going through a stretch where it's like, the baseball's coming in, it looks like a little speck of salt. I'm like, bro, I can't see the baseball. My dad's like, well, can you hear it? And I'm like, I can't even hear it, bro. I don't even know what to say. So I just think in general, bro, you got to just love it, man. Continue to keep grinding. Continue to keep playing, man. Do what you love, bro. Because even now, to have the opportunity to be in the spot we are right now, as tough as times are, bro, these could be the best blessings that we could, right? Like, Rod, you could be working on the things that we're not as good at, right? And then all of a sudden, we come out senior year 2021, we're ready. Right? Like all of a sudden, we're physically stronger, we're emotionally stronger, right? We're spiritually stronger. We're there. We're strong in our body and on our feet. Because I can promise you, when I look out on a baseball field, I can tell you who's confident and who's not.
Oh, yeah, yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, you too, bro. You see a picture on the mound and he's hanging his head, and the whole nine.
That's what you like. That's what you want to go up there.
Let's go, bro. I'm breaking ankles trying to get to that batter's box.
Yes, sir.
So, man, I think it's awesome, bro. You got anything else for me? You got any other questions?
Yes, sir. What about some pre-game rituals, or like getting ready for the game, like mentally ready? Like what did you do?
I was a big visualization guy, right?
Okay.
Huge, right? And if you could close your eyes and visualize, that's kind of rhyme right there. Close your eyes and visualize. Ooh, let's go. I like that, man. That's amazing. Anyway, yes. Or if not, put together a little highlight tape, right? You've got your photos, you've got video, right? Go back to those good times. Remind yourself. Sometimes you might not realize how good you really are. Sometimes you need to remind yourself that I am good, because it's not always easy. You're not always going to feel good. Every day you go out to the field, bro, out of a 162 game season, bro, I can promise you there are going to be at least 20, 30 of those games where you're lost. You're like, man, bro, like, what's going on, man? I got, my daughter's sick, or like, my mom's in the house. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things that go into all that. So I think for me, I was just kind of like, wow, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Just ate up every moment of you could.
Yeah, bro, because you never know when things, you never know when it's going to happen. It's like for you, man. It's like, you want to be a Major League Baseball player, right?
Yes, sir.
Like, what is the biggest skill that you think that you're going to need to have moving forward?
Just hit. You got to hit. I mean, I hit every single day I can. Try to figure out. I mean, like, I go in the mirror. I'm at my girlfriend's house. So I'm in the mirror trying to figure out, okay, got to get on plane back here. I'm just trying to figure it out. And then she's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm trying to make it to the league. Like, I got to like figure it out to hit the ball and do well. Like, that's my biggest thing, is as long as I'm hitting, I'm fine. And then fielding will come. I mean, I'm going to go to the field here and there to get ground balls in, just work on my smoothness, make everything, and then everything will come down the line with that. That's how I think of it.
And also, too, on top of that, bro, always keep working, baby. Keep working.
Yes, sir.
Because you're going to keep finding out. You're going to keep learning new things about yourself. You're going to keep learning things about the game, especially every level that you go to, moving up the ladder. The knowledge, you continue to expand, right? You continue to keep learning, right? Because I can promise you, bro, they're going to have a book out on you. And they're going to let you know things that you're good at and things that you're not good at. And guess
Yes,
what?
sir.
You're at the level now where they might not be able to expose that. But as you continue to go up the ladder, right, those weaknesses that you have will become more relevant because teams will make you more, they will make you more aware of it. Believe me, bro, I hate change-ups. I hate them. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's
Yes,
such
sir.
a trick. It's like, it's coming right at you and then it just like falls out, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, man, and teams wore me out with change-ups, bro. Until I realized like, wow, bro, maybe you need to learn how to hit a change-up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I
How
think
baseball is.
yeah, and I think it's always been a chess match. You're always moving, right? The pitchers make a move, and then we make a move. And then the pitchers are going to have to make a move after that. And then guess what? We're going to have to make an adjustment too. So
Yes,
it's
sir.
always that chess game moving back and forth, bro. You know?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Hey,
All right.
Riley, bro, thank you so much for calling in
Thank
tonight.
you. I
man.
really
hey,
appreciate
bro,
it.
I wish you the best of luck, man. Hey, we'll be
Thank
following you
you.
on the ground for sure, bro. Best of
Okay,
luck to
thank
homie,
you.
okay?
Thank you so much.
All right, man. Peace
Bye.
out, baby.
Later.
All right, man. Oh, bro. Two dudes, man. This is amazing. I love this. Man, I was so nervous about doing this by myself tonight, but I'm having a blast, bro. This is fantastic, man. This is fantastic. All right, here we go. We got our third caller. Let's just jump right into it. Here's my man, Simon. Simon Laranaga, maybe? What do you think? Did I get it right, bro? Yes or no?
There we go.
There you go. What's up, Simon? How are you, man?
What's up, man? I'm great.
How you doing, bro? Hey, did I say your name right, dude? Laranaga?
Yes, sir.
Oh, man. How you doing, baby? You doing all right?
Yes, sir. I'm doing great.
All right, man. What have you been up to lately?
I've just been straight baseball.
Yeah, no doubt,
Love it.
right?
Love the game.
There you go, man. There you go. Where you at these days?
Like, what do you mean, Horn?
Where are you? What state you in right now?
In Houston.
Oh, H-Town.
Texas.
H-Town, baby. Let's go. Hey, bro, give me 20 seconds, bro. Give me a little bit about you, who you are, where who you play for, what position you play for. Let me know.
All right. My name is Simon Larnaga. I'm 6'4", 210. And my high school, Barbers Hill High School, I'm Bellevue, Texas. My summer team, I play for Marucci Elite.
Nice, bro. 6'4", 210? Gee, man, bro. How you dudes get this big, dog? How is that? It's crazy, man. Yeah, you drank milk as a kid too, bro?
Yes, sir.
That's it. Man, that's it, man. That's it. My girls, bro. My girl's going to be 6'5", bro. I'm feeding milk every day from now on, man.
Every single day.
That's good, man. That's good. Well, thank you, bro, so much for calling in, man. This is such an
you.
awesome time for me. I love being able to rap with guys like you. What kind of questions you got for me, bro?
All right. So my first question is, whenever you're going into the box, what are you thinking about? Like, what's your mentality going into the box?
Right. So I think that I can start you back, right? I'm going to start you back from when I was in the hole, right? For myself, I always had my routines because I felt like I was such a better player because regardless of the situation, I had things to do. My routine took up that time. So I didn't have the time to sit there and realize like, oh my gosh, bro, it's the bases loaded in the bottom of the 8th inning with 50,000 people screaming your name, right? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I listened to that, but I knew that I had my routines, right? So I started off in when I was in the hole, then I had my routine when I was in the on deck circle. And the coolest part was when I was still playing, bro, that was when they were still playing the walk-up music and they weren't pushing guys in to get in the batter's box in like 20 seconds. And you could take your time. And it was like just an overall show. But I think for myself, that was it, right? That was that moment, at least for myself, that I knew all eyes were on me. And I loved that. Whether I was successful or not, the overall mindset I had going up to the plate was nothing but focusing on that little baseball in his hand. Because I got in so much trouble, bro, when I started thinking about everything else. And believe me, Simon, bro, I mean, you're in the batter's box nowadays, bro. It's like these dudes your age throwing 100 miles an hour already. Bro, I didn't see 100 miles an hour until like my 4th year in the big leagues, bro. You see what I'm saying? So for myself, right, like learning to be able to go up to that, go up to the plate with an overall game plan too, right? I think for myself, the confidence was one thing that I was always blessed to have, but the game plan was something that I learned, right? Because Simon, you and I are a little different, right? Like you might be good at something that I'm not, and I might be better at something that you're not, right? So I think just in general, understand your strengths and your weaknesses because the more aware you are of those things, the more aware you are that you can be in the batter's box. Because you're watching the game. If the kid's got a good changeup, right, you're going to be like, wow, he's probably going to throw me a changeup at some point. You see what I'm saying, right? For me, I'm like, oh, no, he's got a good changeup, bro. Oh, this is going to be a tough day, bro. But my dad always said, hey, if you want to learn how to hit the changeup, hit the fastball. So I was like, all right, man. So I was hunting cheese all day. But I think that's the coolest part about it, Simon, is that it's such an individual thing. Everybody's got their own mindset. Everybody else knows what they need to do to get them in there. For myself, it was like when I was walking to the batter's box, it almost felt like my family was all there with me because I knew that they wanted to see me succeed more than anybody in the world. And also, too, my grandmother passing away was like, that's who I played for every day. There was nobody that I loved playing the game of baseball for other than my grandma, man. Like, she loved to see me hit. She loved to see me running into the wall in the outfield, right? She loved to see me diving all over the place because that's how she thought the game of baseball should have been played. So for myself, bro, I can honestly say the mentality walking into the batter's box has to be an individual thing, but the confidence, the game plan, and the overall plan of attack has to be there because at that point in time, there should be no guesswork. We don't need to be guessing on what's going to happen when we get in that batter's box. We can't get in there and be like, okay, here he goes. He's going to throw me a fastball, curveball. Oh, well, what if he hangs it over the middle part of the plate, bro? He hangs it, we bang it. That's what we do. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
So that's where I got in a lot of trouble. That's where I really, really loved guys like Manny Ramirez that just didn't think about anything, bro. Like literally walked up to the batter's box and just said, no big deal, bro. You know what I mean? Just whatever you got, I'm going to hit it, bro. I hit like 500 home runs in my life, right?
Mm-hmm.
At least Manny did. But I think that's that thing, right? I think if you think too much, once you get in that batter's box, things are tough. Do all your game planning before you get in that box. And then once you get in that box, guess what, bro? You're a baseball player. That's what you're supposed to do, right?
Yes,
hitting is like the reason why we play, right? Because at the end of the day, bro, if you don't hit, you sit. You know what I mean? So it's like you better be in there banging, bro, especially with that 6'4", 210 frame, homie. You better be putting them things way out of there, bro, for real.
Yes,
so what's your thing? What type of hitter are you, man? You a line drive guy? You a gap-to-gap guy? You a power guy?
I like to think of myself as more of a power guy. And gap to gap, I'm doubles, home runs.
Yeah. I was gonna say, you a pull side guy, backside guy?
I feel like I can put it all over the place, but
Woo! Let's go, bro. Ain't no ballpark gonna hold you, Simon. No doubt about that,
sir.
bro. I appreciate that, man. You got any other questions?
yeah, this one's like kind of a more personal one for me.
Of course.
What's your take on JUCO ball?
So I think for me, man, it's like, you know, I'm really, really jumping into the whole amateur side of things, and I'm learning a whole lot about it. You know, obviously for myself, I was blessed to go to Ohio State University, and I didn't know anything about junior college baseball. I didn't exactly know what it was. But now, bro, there's some JUCO powerhouses, bro, for real, right? And now for myself, I understood going into the collegiate level that you had to go to school for 3 years before you could get drafted, right? I know if you go to JUCO, the rules are a little different, right? You can kind of go after your freshman year, after your sophomore year, or after whatever. But I think anywhere that you get the opportunity to continue to keep playing baseball, then you got to go for it. Not everybody gets the opportunity to go to huge D1 schools like Clemson or Florida State, right? Or UT or whatever, Arizona, you know what I'm saying, right? Like, but that doesn't mean you're not going to get to the big leagues. It doesn't mean that you're going to be held back in any way. It doesn't mean that they had an advantage over you, because JUCO baseball is just as good as D1 baseball, for sure. And I'm sure the scholarship money is probably a little better because I'm sure they're funded a little differently, right? Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, man, like you gotta go where you can get there. For myself, I didn't even sign with Ohio State until like late in July after I already graduated in June. So for myself, it was almost like just trying to find a place to fit in. And regardless of where it is, if you have that opportunity to continue to keep playing baseball, then you got to keep doing it. You got to go for it, because you never want to give up on your dream. And you never want to say, man, I didn't get the opportunity, because there was an opportunity. It was just a little different than, you know, let's say like, you know, one of those huge D1 programs. So I think just for myself, bro, like, hey, I mean, bro, if you want, man, I can do some info, bro. I can ask around. I can make some phone calls. I can get back to you, bro. Anything you want to know, I can make some phone calls. I wish I could answer that a little better for you, but I don't quite know who the JUCO power squads are. But after this, bro, if you want to get on the horn, me and you, we can talk. I'll call up some guys, bro, because believe me, dude, I don't know it all, but I know a lot of people, bro, and they know what's good and what's not. So after this, bro, if we want to get on the horn and chat about that, we can for sure.
All right, that sounds good.
All right, man. All right, you got any other questions, bro?
My last question is, what's your best memory like in the MLB?
So I think there's a few of them that kind of pop off, right? I mean, obviously winning the World Series, bro, is one of the coolest things I've ever done in my life, bro. And it's like they'll always call you a champion, right? They can never take that away from you, bro. Along with that big ring they give you, dude. It's like this thing. It's huge. So I don't know, man. I just think now that I'm I'm an older guy, right? You know, I'm not playing anymore. You know, I've got my daughters and they're living their life. I think the greatest thing that I can say about looking back on the game was that I was just blessed to play it, bro. It was an honor and a blessing and a privilege to be able to play Major League Baseball, because I know that there are millions and millions of people out there that would change places with me in a quick moment, right? And I understand how fortunate I was, right? I was so grateful to be able to have that opportunity, because some people don't even get an opportunity, and I did. And so for myself, I felt so privileged to be able to have that. But also too, for myself, man, it was a lifelong dream. There was no other options for me. You know, like school wasn't my thing, right? Obviously I had to get the grades so I could play. But at the end of the day, like, Simon, this is what I wanted to do. And I guess I just willed myself to get there. And a lot of it's funny because my daughters are like, Dad, I can't do it like you. And I'm like, well, I get that, right? Like, and I'm realizing that my way is not always the best way. But I can honestly tell you, Simon, from the bottom of my heart, bro, that if I did not have the love that I had for the game of baseball like I do now, there's no way that I would have made it. Because the hours that it took me to get there, the hours in the batting cage, the hours taking infield, the hours in the weight room, right? The hours away from your family, the hours not on the vacations that you wanted to be on, all of that stuff ended up making itself back. Now all of a sudden, bro, I can go on any vacation I want. And it's because baseball gave me that. Baseball gave me everything I have in my life, bro. Gave me my house, gave me my car. It introduced me to my wife. It brought me my family, right? I owe everything to the game of baseball. That's why I do things like this, being able to reach out to young kids like you, to be able to say like, hey, bro, go for it, man. It will give you anything you want. If you want it, baby, go get it. And don't let nobody tell you that you can't. Because I can promise you, bro, there were plenty of people that told me that I couldn't. And I'm sorry to disappoint them, but it ended up working out. You know what I mean? So I think just in general, bro. Yeah, I think just in life, man, I've been blessed to be able to do it. And I think the biggest thing I can take away from the game of baseball is just, I guess the biggest thing I can say is just thank you, right? Like, thank you to the game. And just thank you for giving me a different life that I would never have ever had before. Because I can promise you, Simon, it'll change your life, bro. And always for the better, you know? So I think just in general, bro, continue to keep grinding, bro. I'm going to reach back out to you after this, bro. I'll hit you up, get a hold of you, bro. We can talk about that JUCO stuff for sure.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right, my man. Thank you so much for calling in, Simon. I'll talk to you soon. Okay, brother?
All right. I'll see you.
All right, man. Peace, baby. Man, I got to plumb myself up with this JUCO stuff. I got to figure all of it out because I wasn't quite plumbed up on that. You know what I mean? Also, too, hey, also everyone watching again, hey, visit prospectdugout.tv/kick it, right? Send in your questions, your requests, anything you can. Tell us if the show is good. Tell us if the show is bad. Hey, believe me, man, I can take a note for sure. But I love this. These are the types of kids that I like talking to, being able to learn from them just as well as maybe they can learn a little something from me on my end. So anything I can do to help, that's the reason why we're doing this show right here. Obviously, my boy Joel's not out here. My boy Craig's not out here, but we're standing strong. Prospect Dugout right here. Swish Baseball. We got some great things coming up. We'll tell you a little bit about that here at the end of the show. But also, too, we've got our final caller, and his name is Brandon Most. I got this one right, bro, and I can spell, I can read. I got this one. So let's bring our guy in right now for sure. Where's he at? Is he in there?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What's up, fellas? What's happening, guys? What's going on?
Not much.
You guys doing all right?
Yeah, we're good.
All right. What have you guys been up to lately, man? Where are you guys?
We're in Bayport, New York, Long Island.
Okay. Oh, let's go, bro. Yankees, let's go, bro. We're going to get it this year, bro. We're going to get it this year, bro. We got to get it, man. 60-game sprint, bro. We can win that thing. I saw Glaber talking about it the other day. He was like, hey, man, I want to win the whole thing, bro. And I said, me too, bro. I want another ring, bro. I want another ring.
Yeah.
Well, Brendan, thank you so much for calling in, my man, for sure. You doing all right?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so, you know, I'm going into my junior year of high school and got my buddy Chris with me because he's a huge Yankee fan. Yankee fan. I'm a Met fan. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, bro, you're on the wrong side, bro. We're gonna bring you over, bro. We'll bring you over, bro.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You know, I love Pete Alonso, Jeff McNeil, Jake DeGrom. They're all great.
Pete Alonso, bro. I just want to hug that guy, man. He just seems like the nicest dude on the planet, you know?
Absolutely.
All right, man. Hey, well, Brendan, do me a favor, man. Just give me a little bit about yourself, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like where you're at right now, like what teams you're playing for.
Yeah.
Hit me.
So I'm going into my junior year of high school right now, playing for Bayport. You know, we play for like a little town team that's across Long Island, couple kids from out of the town. And, you know, we actually had our first game yesterday. And, yeah.
How did it go?
Well, not really well.
Wait, bro. Hey, just that you were out playing again, bro. That's all I meant. That's all I meant.
We got walked off against, but, you know.
That's all right. That's all right.
We're going up to Boston next week, though, for a tournament, so.
Oh, nice. That'll be great, man. Yeah, I feel like everything's kind of opening itself back up a little bit, you know, for you guys to be able to get out there and play a little baseball, bro. I mean, it's probably you're probably knocking the dust off, bro. Like just trying to get yourself back in baseball mode, right? Just being able to kind of catch the speed of the game, because that's the biggest thing that I'm thinking about these big league guys right now is that for me, spring training took a little bit of time, right? I had to get myself a few at bats, right? Get myself the speed of the game down. So, bro, believe me, bro, this timing will come back. Everything will be good, bro. They ain't going to walk you guys off no more, bro. Not at all, man. Well, Brendan, what question you got for me, bro?
So what were your biggest steps to success over your career? And like, do you have any tips for us, like with your mentality, like going up to the plate or like in the field, stuff like that?
Yeah, I think for myself, I think confidence is always a crucial thing. I think the biggest thing is baseball it's an individual game played as a team, right? So you've got to handle your things just like I got to handle my things to be successful. And I think that's some of the hardest part about being a baseball player is there's a lot of alone time. There's a lot of individual time, right? There's a lot of thinking time. And so I think for where you guys are at that moment right there as juniors in high school, right? Like just moving yourself up the ladder, just continue to keep loving it, bro. Love on the game, enjoy it, practice it, be around it, watch it, right? Learn from your favorite players. At least for myself, I was fortunate enough to have a father who managed in the minor leagues when I was growing up. So I pretty much grew up in a dugout. To be able to be around all those minor league players, I realized that talent means nothing because there were plenty of guys that had the most talent that never amounted to anything. And I always told myself growing up that I never wanted to be one of those guys that was God-given this ability to play the game of baseball and not be able to make it to my ultimate goal of being a professional baseball player. So for myself, bro, I would honestly say you got to have the love for it. You got to have the passion for it. You got to have the will, the drive. And you also need to know that it's your journey. It's nobody else's journey. It's always going to be different for everybody. Look, Mike Trout, the best player in the game of baseball, bro. Didn't start out great for Mike. Now dude's got like 6 MVPs, bro, like $500 million, right? Like doing his thing. So it's like, it's your journey. Understand that the path for you is different than everybody else and enjoy that path because you're going to learn a lot about who you are as an individual through all of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What do you got, bro? What do you got for me, dog? Hit me. What do you got, Chris?
Well, yeah, I'm a senior now, so I just finished senior year, so I'm starting college next year. It sucks that our season got canceled. But,
I know, man. It's got to be crazy, right? Yeah. It's like it just kind of got yanked right out from you.
No, I know. It was. We're gonna be pretty good this year too. So
yeah,
we had a tournament this weekend now, like a whole like high school tournament. And so
yeah. Well, I was gonna say, so what's the game plan moving forward for you, right? Like you just finished it. You just finished your season. Right? I mean, or lack of season.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do now?
Well, I think some they were talking about like switching like fall and spring sports, like having baseball maybe being played in the fall instead of the spring. I don't know. So that might be an option. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like I think if there is any individual going through this, Corona spell that we're going through, it's the seniors. You guys have just been affected so much with all this. I'm even thinking even you think about guys in college going out for the draft, but still they're able to come back, right? Like you high school kids, they gave you nothing, right?
Yeah.
They just said hey, by the way, sorry.
We had like 6 days in our season, then it was just done.
Yeah, and then everything just kind of shut itself down. Yeah. So now it's just you're trying to get yourself out there, get yourself noticed, come check yourself out.
Yeah, that's it. So, all right, I have a question. What was it like playing with the core four? That's got to be awesome.
Epic, bro. Epic. Come on, bro. Just to be able to see the things that those guys could do. Not only that, just learning just how professional those guys are and how I learned so much. It's almost like all four of those guys were like big brothers, right? Because when I first came over there, bro, I was just some punk kid from Oakland A's, bro. I used to have the long hair, right? I knew nothing about what a New York Yankee was. But then all of a sudden I got around those guys and they taught me. And, to my credit, I was coachable, right? I'm a hyper guy, but I love the game. And there's nothing more that I ever wanted to do than to do my best to try and be successful in the game. And so being around guys like that, I can use the quote, it's easy to be great when you have great people around you. Yeah. Those guys were great. Come on, bro. You're trying to tell me Derek Jeter didn't deserve to be the first unanimous Hall of Famer? Come on, bro. That's out of control, bro. Whoever that dude was, bro, we're going to find you, bro. We're going to get you.
Gotta be a Boston fan.
Yeah, he gotta be. He's gotta be, dude. He likes the Sox. He's a big Poppy fan for sure, no doubt. But I think just in general, man, I've just been so blessed along the way to just be around so many great people. But I think the one thing that I have to give myself a little bit of credit is I listened and I asked questions and I wasn't scared to ask them something that, somebody might think is a stupid question because maybe to me it wasn't. So for myself to be able to be around those guys and not only learn from them, but just to be able to listen to them, right? All you got to do is watch somebody like that and you just know exactly how to present yourself, right? Like Derek Jeter came to the ballpark, bro, classy every day. Bro, never had any stubble, any facial hair, none of that, bro. The dude was on point every time. You know what I'm saying? So to be able to have those guys in your corner, right, as your teammates, that was amazing because obviously, in my opinion, if it wasn't for guys like that or Hideki Matsui, bro, we wouldn't have won that World Series. Mm-hmm. That was their fourth or fifth World Series. Mine was my first. And it was amazing to see just the overall joy and excitement those guys had because they won that World Series. It looked like it was their first World Series they ever won to me. So to be able to have teammates like that, man, also to, with Joe Girardi being our manager, right? Great dude, the guys loved him. And, I was able to learn a lot from those guys. And if those guys weren't ever around, then, I don't think I would be the human being that I am now because I didn't exactly learn all about baseball from those guys. I learned about being a professional on and off the field. And if it wasn't for those guys, then I wouldn't know half of what I know now, Right. Well, who's your favorite player, bro?
No offense, but I think my favorite player is easily Jeter. Has to be.
Oh, it's got to be, right? No doubt about it, dude. When you say the number two, everybody on the planet knows who you're talking about. You know what I mean?
Anytime I'm asked what number I want to be, it's always two. It's always two.
Yeah, bro. I don't blame you, dude. He's the man, bro. And now he's an owner, bro. He owns a team, dude. He's got his family locked up. He's ready to go, bro. Tom Brady rents his house. Let's go, bro. You guys killing it, dude. Well, what else you guys got for it, man? You got another question?
Actually, so when I saw the post on Instagram about, getting to talk to you for a couple minutes, I immediately jumped on the opportunity because I know from my experience, actually, I went to a Mets game a couple years back when you were on the Braves and we went to batting practice before the game. Yeah. And I remember every single ball you got, you tossed up to the fans. you tossed one up to my dad and my brother.
Oh, did I? I got both of you? Yeah. Nice, bro. I'm going to have to send you a ball, bro. I missed you, bro.
Yeah.
Well, hey, man, you know what, man? I think it's just overall, like, I knew, I guess I was coming down to the end, right? Like, I knew it was the end of my career. You know, I mean, the players kept getting better. At that point, my knees were shot. I had no pop in my bat anymore. And it was just like you were just hanging on by a thread, bro, just like trying to stay on there. But the love for the game never went away, right? Just because the success did at the end doesn't mean that you have to take the love and the joy out of the game. It's not always easy. So am I supposed to be somebody different when I'm struggling? I just don't see that, man. The fact that I got to put on a baseball uniform for 13 seasons is just the greatest blessing that anybody could give me. So I think for myself, it's like I always wanted to try and put a smile on people's face when I played the game. And now that I'm not playing the game, I'm trying to do it through things like this, to be able to make people smile through conversations like this, right? Like to be able to just sit down and rap with you two dudes. Like maybe we would never have had the opportunity to do something like this prior. But for myself, all I want to do is give back, bro, help out, do anything I can to try and make life or the game of baseball a little easier, right? I mean, bro, I'm just meeting you two dudes for the first time right now. And at the end of the day, how do I not know that this could be the best hour of your week? And that's exactly what I want to make it, right? I want people to walk away from watching this show every Tuesday at 8 o'clock Eastern time, bro, right? Just like smiling and laughing and just enjoying life because, yes, believe me, bro, I want everybody to be a Major League Baseball player, but it's not all going to happen, man. That's just not in the cards for everybody. But what I do want everybody to enjoy is just the game of baseball. Just because you're not a pro baseball player doesn't mean that you can't love the game. And so even for myself, I think that love for the game has just gotten more and more, especially the more and more I've been out of the game. So now to be able to sit here on these Zooms and to be able to rap with dudes like you, man, is great because this is what I love, right? I love being able to give back a little bit of knowledge that I've had over all those years, right? And even now, bro, hey, man, we can talk about the Yankees all day long, bro. You know what I mean? It's go time, you know?
Sure.
That's good, man. All right, we got time for one more question. You guys got one more for me?
Yeah, it's just like what have you been doing like to stay healthy over quarantine, I guess?
That's it, man. Just, really just, bro, there's not a whole lot going on, right? Like just really just hunkering down. Like, we've been fortunate. We've been down here in Florida. Obviously, there's been some major spikes, so it's kind of gotten us more inside. But I think these times, right, there's been a lot of things that I've been able to learn about myself. Like now, all of a sudden, I'm with Prospect Dugout, right? Like, and we're being able to rap with y'all and to be able to give back to the amateur side of baseball. I've learned so much about the things that kids are going through nowadays, and I want to help. Right? We've got some awesome things going on. We just had our first Swish baseball experience, which was amazing. We're actually in the process now of getting some tournaments going and things like that. So we're going to get some stuff going in New York, right? We're going to be pounding things here in Florida. But I think overall, man, I've really just taken this time to enjoy with my family. Bro, I mean, like if this is normal life, bro, I'm gone half the month. I'm on a plane like every week going somewhere different. So for myself to be able to sit down and to be able to be a full-time father, right? With my two little baby girls, right? I mean, they're not baby girls, they're 7 and 4, but still, like, to me, they're still baby girls. So to be able to enjoy that time with my family, that has been the greatest blessing that I've ever been able to have. And even for guys like you, right? To be able to be home. And I'm sure your parents are just like, this is amazing. Like our kids are at home all the time, right? I mean, like, bro, you're getting ready to go off to college here, man. Like your parents are going to be crying, bro, for real when you walk out of that door for sure. So soak up this time, man. Enjoy it, right? Because I can't promise this, but I'm not quite sure if we're going to have something like this ever again in our lives. So right now, as crazy as COVID has been, let's try and make the best of it, right? Let's work on our baseball games. Let's do something. Let's get ourselves in the gym, right? Let's get ourselves in books. Let's read more about ourselves. Let's read more about others. Let's continue to keep grinding and making ourselves better as human beings. Because right now, bro, we can either get better or we can get worse. And I can promise you, bro, at this phase of my life, bro, all I want to do is get better. That's all I'm trying to do. 10% better every day. As a human, as an athlete, as a coach, as a brother, as a cousin. I mean, whatever, bro. There's so many things that we can do in our lives right now to make ourselves better. And I think right now is the time. We can't wait anymore, man. We got to do it now, you know?
Mm-hmm.
All right, man. All right. Well, I appreciate you guys calling in, man. Brandon, Chris, you guys are amazing. Oh, you got one more for me, bro. Hit me. Hit me.
I know you gave him the follow on Instagram. You think?
Oh yeah, I'll hit you up, bro. Chris, hey, Brendan, hey, hit me up, bro. Chris, I got your back, dog. I got you.
Man, thanks.
All right, man. Thank you guys for calling in, man. Hey, we need you. Hey, keep that shirt on, bro. Let's go. Get that thing. Let's get that ring this year, bro.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, y'all. Take it easy, fellas.
All right, thanks.
All right, man. Peace. Oh, bro, that was amazing, dude. Huh. Man, that's the first show. It's been an hour. Unbelievable, man. Hey, overall, I want to thank everyone so much for joining us tonight on this episode of Kicking It with your boy Swish. It's my first one I've done by myself. I'm so happy you guys all made it through the show with me, right? Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and all of our podcasts on Spotify and Apple products. I'm telling you, man, this is so much fun. I'm so happy everybody got a chance to join in tonight. This is amazing. Hey, once again, I'm Nick Swisher, and this is Kicking It with your boy Swish. Thank you so much. Hey, once again, go to the Prospect Dugout app. Check it out. Set your profiles. Get yourselves right. Because now, if you've got that profile, people are able to see you right now. We're not going to be in the dark. We're going to get ourselves out there. We're going to make sure we get our stats, make sure we get our profiles, make sure we keep grinding as baseball players. So in general, thank you guys so much for calling on. Hey, we got some stuff coming up. Prospect Dugout's going to keep doing our thing. Hey, my man, Joel's not here. Craig's not here. But I'm your boy Swish. And this was Kicking It with your boy Swish. Thank you guys so much. Can't wait to see you guys next week, Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll see you guys there. All right, y'all. Peace out.